from Jersey, baby, 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 baby.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Do We Love That For You?
Do we?
Do we? I'm Heather.
And I'm Zia, and yes, we are two Jersey girls in our 50s.
Yes, we are.
Everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to episode 20 of Do We Love That For You?
Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Oh my goodness.
So we have today, do we love repetitive behavior?
Repetitive behavior. I think that's a
Broad
so-so.
spectrum?
Yeah. I mean, being as it's Autism Awareness
Yes,
Month still, you have to kind of be okay with repetitive behavior because
absolutely.
sometimes you have to repeat yourself to get the point across or to get the
Yes.
assistance you need. But if it's somebody who is clearly not on the spectrum, no,
No,
no.
I agree. I definitely, we have to repeat to those we love that are, autistic.
That
And
need,
sometimes
well, or that need, or
they repeat to us.
exactly,
So that is
exactly.
fine. I have
Yeah.
all the patience in the world for that. But if you have nothing diagnosed on your scale of medical records for autism, no.
Then if you hear me, acknowledge me and
Right.
at least
Absolutely.
acknowledge my request or my statement.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
on that account, how was your Easter? I just wanted to start off with that. How was your Easter? Food, everybody?
So ironically, in how many years have Rich and I been together? Oh my gosh. This will be our 15th, 14th year being together.
Okay.
And this was our first Easter that we spent together. We've
Holy cow.
never spent Easter together. We've done half day Christmas, we've done half day Thanksgiving, we've done
That's
all of it.
crazy.
But and it was very evident this year that we have never spent
That's
Easter together.
funny. That
Our
is
traditions
funny.
and our things were very different. We made it through.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of hot spots in there that we were trying to work out. We ended up duplicating a lot of things
Okay.
because I do this and he does that. And
Okay.
instead of openly communicating about it, we made our own things and did our own things. So we ended up with a feast like you wouldn't imagine.
Oh my God, I bet.
But it was really nice. But
Good.
that also means that since I got out of the Army, this was the first Easter I didn't spend with Eliza or my parents.
That's
So it was
true.
very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things change. So that was not a repetitive behavior for you
This Easter was not repetitive in the least. No, but it was a very great day.
Yeah. We just had everybody came over for Easter, so that was great. And that's my favorite holiday. So
of course it is. I love it for you.
And it, like I said, making food, it's like, I've got a lot of my grandmother's German Jewish food that she made, and then my Italian side kicks in. So it's like,
wait a minute, you're making time out. You're making Jewish food on Easter?
So
or were you kind of incorporating the Passover combo?
Yeah, it's a lot of Passover combo. Yeah. So that's the kick of like, growing up in a household that you have so many nationalities, everybody's got their own thing going on.
Yeah.
And not so much like, tradition wise, but it's like there's two holidays that cross over during Christmas and Easter time.
Yep.
And my grandmother was like, well, we can't not make this. If you're making that, I'm making this. And I mean, I benefited from it because I got all this food.
And you learned it all. Exactly.
Yeah. So like we made the babka, we made, I make my own challah bread. We made potato latkes. Yeah.
I have to every time. I tried to hold off. I couldn't.
I know. And then like, I made potato latkes. And then I made a roast, my grandfather's roast he liked to make. I made his traditional like Easter kind of roast he would have made. It's just funny how, every time I set my table, for a holiday and we're eating food, I'm just kind of like, oh dear, like this is quite the spread.
Yeah. So that reminds me, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So when we did, oh my gosh, I'm laughing. So bear with me while I try to explain this.
Sure.
So about a month and a half ago, Rich wanted a chicken. He wanted me to roast a chicken. So I was like, sure. He's like, I want the rotisserie kind that you get in the grocery stores. He's like, those are so good. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, we don't have a rotisserie, so it's going to have to be baked. But I said, I got you back. So without thinking, I put the chicken in the oven, and I always put it on, the cooling racks for baking?
Yeah.
I set it on a cooling rack so that, that it doesn't.
The roaster rack. It's like a roaster rack.
It's like a roaster rack, only I don't have a roaster rack. So I made one.
Yeah.
But I put it on there and I wasn't thinking about it. And as I was seasoning it, I flipped the bird over to season it. And then I just put it in the oven. So I cooked it upside down.
Got it.
So the breast was on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So we laughed about it. I pulled it out of the oven and Rich's looking at it. He's like, what did you do? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, it's upside down. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So we laughed about it and moved on. So for Easter, he wanted another chicken. So I'm like, sure. So I wrote our AI friend, my Chandler buddy.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I'm like, give me something to make my chicken super juicy. Right. So he came up with a couple of ideas. So I'm like, boom, we got all that stuff. So I did what he said. So I'm dressing up the the chicken. I'm stuffing it up inside. I get all that. I put it in the oven, pull it out. It's upside down.
Well, you just like to cook your chicken. Well, that's a repetitive behavior for you now.
So that's what Rich said. I pulled it. So Rich pulled it out because I was doing something else at the moment and the timer went off. And I'm like, can you pull that out? It needs to set for, 10 minutes. And he's like, sure. So he pulls it out and he puts it on top of the stove. And he's standing there and his head's cocking back and forth like a dog. And I'm like, what? And he's like, honey, you cooked it upside down again. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I turned and I looked at it and I couldn't even see it this time. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, look at the legs. And I'm like, oh, oops. So we decided that is how we're going to do it. But can I just put out a little cooking secret?
Sure.
The last time I made it, when I did it truly by accident, the breast was super juicy because think about it. Everything was draining
down. Mm-hmm.
This time I did it. I made it so that it was extra juicy, but I still did it upside down. And the breast was like fall apart again. So
oh my God.
We made a new tradition. I am cooking chickens upside down.
Yep. You're going to have to call it upside down chicken.
Upside down roasted chicken. Yep. Upside down roasted chicken.
Love it.
But yeah, so we had a great big laugh over that because
that's funny.
The first time it was totally oblivious. This time, it was oblivious because I was dressing it.
Right.
So you flip it over to dress it, and then I guess I'm just not flipping it back, and
and
I'm just throwing it in the oven.
Yep.
So
maybe you have to do the back first, then flip it, then it'll be the right side up.
I can't now.
Now you can't. No, you definitely have a good repetitive behavior.
We do, yeah.
So on that note, how many times for a person that does not and is not autistic, okay. You're having normal conversation. How many times are you willing to repeat yourself to someone just around you, husband, child, whatever, worker, coworker, whatever? How many times are you willing to repeat yourself to someone in that situation?
If it's a request, like, will you get me? Yeah, will you get me da da da, or will you help me with da 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 da?
Mm-hmm.
I would say once. Mm-hmm. But if I'm engaging you in a story and you ask me to repeat myself, I
see your face.
I might offer you one full repeat, but because I understand my brain squirrels too. Because sometimes I'm thinking 12 different things at the time.
True.
So I can understand in the middle of a story, like Rich will be telling me a story, and in the middle of the story, I'll be like, wait, how does that work? Because I'm focused on this part of the story, and he continued talking, but I'm still trying to figure out this part. So I'm
Okay.
losing this.
Okay.
So
But
my
that's just trying
answer
to
is going to
figure out
be
the conversation, though,
right. So he was
because you got
explaining,
stuck on something. You know what I mean?
right.
In the
He was explaining
conversation.
something about work, about one of the projects he's working on at work. And it's not an AI thing, but he needed
Yeah,
to
but you.
change somebody's entry into
Yeah.
something else.
Okay.
And he was making it and it was working, but it wasn't accepting one type of picture.
Right.
And
So you
I was
got
focused on the thought of why it won't accept X picture, but it'll accept Y picture. Why you accept a ocean wave,
right.
but you won't accept a mountain.
Right.
And then he
But I think
continued on with the result of how he fixed it. And I wasn't listening because I was trying to figure out why. So he did repeat himself for me. So I'm going to say once. That
yeah,
was my long story to say one time.
yeah, I definitely have to say once, and you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That is a Capricorn thing too. They say they just don't repeat themselves. Like you either hear me once or that's it. You missed
Right.
it.
Right.
We do end up doing a lot of things ourselves due to that. Because I will not repeat what I said. It's like, you know what? I shouldn't have said it in the first place. Like I know
I should have just done it.
I know I should have just done it.
Yeah.
And I know who I can and cannot. If I want that one shot answer done, 0, boom, I know who to ask.
Right.
To hear me the first time. But if not, I just kind of, after I do it, I regret my choices of even talking. And I'm
Right.
like, I just need to freaking do it myself. That's it. What the fuck that? Why did I even, why? And then I just get pissed because,
Yeah.
and that's one reason I love to work with the people in my office, because literally we all hear each other the first time.
Yeah.
And we all do exactly what each other asks. Like
Yeah.
within, it's like actually funny story about that. The one girl I work with had sent an email to someone else, a new worker, and she wanted them to fill out this form. So I immediately do whatever this person asks with no question. Like if she wants it, I will do it. Okay. One of the few in my circle. So I said to her, I was like, oh, I go, did I not do this? What, did I not do this year? Fill out this paperwork and stuff? And she goes, what are you talking about? I said, you just sent me an email. And she goes, I put you on the email. It was for the new person. I said, oh my God, it's halfway filled out. I was like, I already automatically started filling this out for you because I know I didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Right.
Yeah. So she was like laughing, and I was like, don't send me anything you don't want me to do now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was like, oh crap, I didn't do it this year.
Oh no. Yeah.
So update on your voice there, lady. I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah. So I went to the ear, nose, and throat, the ENT,
Right.
on Thursday. I brought Rich with me because I knew they were going to stick a scope in my nose to look at my vocal cords.
Right.
Well, let me rewind. Monday, I went to my rheumatologist, and when he heard my voice, he thought I had something, and I'm going to muff up this pronunciation. It's cricariatenoid arthritis. What does that mean?
Criterianoid? I'm looking at it too.
Yeah, I don't
Criterianoid?
know.
I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I tried to have the computer, hit the button and
separate.
say that. Yeah, it still didn't sound right. But in any event, that is where the rheumatoid arthritis is attacking my vocal cords.
Okay.
It is a 1 in like 8,000 person symptom of rheumatoid. So he was like, I have never seen it. Nobody in my practice has ever seen it. But this could very well be that because you've had it for so long. So he was like, I still need you to go to the ear, nose, and throat, and let's see what they say, because they will confirm my diagnoses or they won't. I said, sure. So that was Monday. So then Thursday, I went to the ear, nose, and throat. And I brought Rich because, like I said, they were going down my nose. And he says everything looks good. There's no polyps. There's no anything like that in my nasal passages or in my throat. However, I have something called dysphonia. And what dysphonia is laryngitis without the virus. Basically, it's hoarseness, dry mouth, pain when you eat, pain when you talk, all that. And I have a couple of nodules starting on my vocal cords. They are not fully formed yet, but a nodule, from what I'm understanding, is just like a callus.
Yep.
And the reason it's forming is because they're not closing properly, they're rubbing.
Right.
So that's how you get a nodule. So the treatment plan for this now is resting my voice.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to project my voice.
Mhm.
I'm not allowed to talk over anything to try to be heard, like raise my voice
Yep.
or scream or yell.
Mhm.
I'm not allowed to whisper.
Yep.
And I need to go to speech therapy because supposedly speech therapy will teach me how to talk so that I'm not putting strain on the
On your
vocal
vocal
cords
cords,
while
right.
they're not closing until they
Right.
close again. Because
Yeah,
they're
that might have
weakened.
been a Jersey thing.
Might have been. But I did
Might
tell
have
my
been.
mom, hang on, I have to throw a cat.
Okay, go ahead.
But I did tell my mom. My mom asked what speech therapy was going to help. And I said, I hope it doesn't make me say cafe instead of saying coffee.
I'll get you back to that. I'll get you back to that.
Oh,
You let
I'm not
them do
ever
their
going to say cafe.
you let them do that.
So,
I'll get you back. I'll get you
it
back.
hurts.
Yeah. Don't you worry about that. An hour conversation with me and you'll be back to coffee.
Oh, I'm sticking with my coffee. I'm never going to
Yep.
cafe. But
Yep.
so I guess we're going to be stuck with my voice like this for a little bit.
All right.
But I mean, we're on 7 weeks. So what's the
Yep.
difference?
Right.
So, but I did want to
Well,
ask you.
yeah,
You texted me this week
I did.
and you made me feel so special by your text that I actually jumped up off my couch and ran down here to my she shed
Did.
basement.
You did.
I did. What did you tell me?
I was like, I need to see your face. It could
You
be helpful right now.
you did. You did. I love that for you. I love that for me.
Yeah, you were like, I think you said to me, you were like, I could text or, I could text you if you want,
Right.
and or call. And I was like, no. I was like, I need to see your face.
I
Right
need
now.
to see your face. So I'm like,
Yep.
okay. So
Yep.
I got up and I came down here and we were on for like an hour too.
We were.
So much for not talking.
I know. But I'm doing my own speech therapy with you.
That's right.
So yeah, it's sometimes like, you just need to see that person's face.
Yeah.
Like it just don't. I mean, we saw each other every single day for like 10 years. Like other than break, and then sometimes we even saw each other on
breaks. And even on breaks we would text.
Yep. So I don't know. It's like you go from not seeing that person every day to, or seeing that person every day to not seeing that person every day.
Yeah.
It's quite the shift.
It really is.
I mean, and literally for the past 2 years, you were basically right next to me
all day long. Yeah.
So it was like, that's huge.
Yeah.
So, and it was to the point where like at the end of the day, we're just like, we need coffee or we need to get a drink after work and see.
Well, because we didn't talk, because we made a point of not talking personal at work and not talking work on personal.
Right. So if I had to tell you something like all day long,
I
am.
You would wait until the end of the day and then we would have a conversation because we made that deal with each other because we didn't want to cross our friendship and risk it. Because that's how you have issues.
And then sometimes if it was a work related question, we always would stop and say, okay, work head on.
Or I would be like, I need to vent. And you'd be like, all right. And we would step and we would go private.
Yep.
and have a quick vent session and then move on or
Yep.
whatever. Yeah, we made
Yep.
yeah.
We
And
made
actually,
adjustments.
yeah, it is. And along that same line, I've been trying to get together with a friend who lives up, I mean, you'll understand this. She lives up in the Glens Falls area.
Okay.
And she's a teacher, but
Yep.
she's in her first year of teaching.
Okay.
So she has zero free time because she's
Ugh,
still in that first
yeah.
year. So she's still writing
Yep.
papers and
Yep.
she works in a you know the school. I'm not going to get into
Okay.
details,
Yeah.
but she
Yeah. I
works in a
know.
special ed
Yep.
specialty school.
Yep.
And so she's
Yeah. It's a
very
lot.
not available, right? And every time I'm in New York, I reach out to her and we would always meet in the Saratoga area because
Right.
that's the midway. And we could never do it. She would be free
Yep.
and I wouldn't be, or I would be free and she wouldn't be.
Yep.
So we met yesterday.
Aw.
We went all the way up north
Yeah.
to Woodstock, Vermont,
Okay.
which is an hour and 45 minutes for me and
Yep.
an hour and 43 minutes
For her.
for her.
That's
And
funny.
we met at a little cafe. And then
Yep.
after we had brunch, then we wandered the
Yeah.
downtown and then we left. And it
Yep.
was really nice.
Yep.
I am so glad because we have been trying to get together
Yep.
since Thanksgiving.
See?
And
Yep.
I mean, I've been to New York how many times?
Yep. Yep.
And it just never worked because
Yeah.
her only free time is the weekends because she's doing the school
Right.
and teaching.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know. I do that with my cousin. We go to the outlets because it's like an hour and a half for me,
Yeah.
and it's like I think an hour and 45 for her.
Yeah.
So we'll drive to the Woodbury. I think it's
Woodbury
Woodbury.
Commons, yeah.
And we meet there, and we just
Yeah.
have something to eat. We look around, even if we don't buy anything. It's just like,
Well, and that's
we
it.
gotta just see each other sometimes.
Yeah. We wandered around this bookstore
Yeah.
for like an hour looking
Yeah.
at the books and talking about, I read this, I read that, I read
Yep.
this, I read that. And
Yeah.
then we went, oh my gosh, we went into this consignment store and we were
Yeah.
both super excited and it was called Upscale Consignments and we're like, oh my gosh, that's such a cute name.
Yeah.
I picked up a denim skirt
Yeah.
because you know sometimes I do wear skirts.
Mhm.
So I picked up this cute little denim skirt and take a guess at the price tag.
$4.
$190.
What?
So we looked at each other and we were like, put it back on the rack. So she
Oh my
walked
God.
over and was looking at like a maxi dress for
Yeah.
school. And she pulled that off. It's a maxi dress style. Take a guess.
200.
100. There's
Okay.
98, 99,
So
something
that's
like
what
that.
they mean by upscale.
They meant upscale.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sound unsnobby, but I didn't recognize the labels. So either
That's what I
their
was going to
labels,
ask you.
they're
Like, what
either
was the
I mean,
label?
we only looked at the two things. We didn't look at anything else. So either the labels were like way over my head
Yeah.
or I don't know.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
bad. So we left.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I try to, I have my friend Tony come in. She subs for me
Mhm.
in the building, but I don't get to talk to her while she's there. So I had asked her, I said, during break, can we get coffee? Because I need my Tony time. That's like
Exactly.
that's like my sister, my older
Oh.
sister. So I'm like, she's like, I'm like, I need my Tony time. So I didn't get to like talk to her too much, like little clips like here, there,
Right.
but and then like, forget it. My friend Barb, she's a nurse. So she does daytime nursing job, and then she does a nighttime nursing job. So it's like, when do you get together when you're working all day long and you want to sleep because she needs to sleep?
Well,
doing
exactly.
that.
Exactly.
So it's like, when do you get together?
And you and I
Yep.
have to sleep because of all our health issues.
Yep. Absolutely.
So how do you do it?
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, but
Yep.
there are times when you just need to see somebody, and
you do. Yep.
and I was okay driving because I had a B activity, and it was crazy too because we were meeting for brunch at 10. It was an
Yeah.
hour and 45-minute drive, which I'm in New Hampshire. They say
Yeah.
45 minutes is next door.
Yeah.
So I really wasn't bothered by driving that far.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
in New York, but for this, it's not even a bother.
Yeah.
But I had to be back here because I had an online bee thing
Oh,
yesterday.
geez. Yeah.
So, and that started at 3. So the whole time I had an alarm set so that it
Yep.
would give me an extra, so I would be home by 2:30.
Right. Right.
And actually we were talking about calling it and I looked and my alarm was going off in like 3 minutes.
Oh,
So it was like
geez.
perfect timing. But again, I was willing to risk that window of only a 30-minute drive home if something happened
Yep.
to go visit with her, because we both had been trying to see each other.
Yep.
And I only met her 2 years ago. I met her on the honeymoon cruise with Rich.
There you go. So,
But her husband actually is the veteran, Army veteran.
yeah.
And he's the one who push started me into getting the help I'm getting.
Yep. Yep.
So I have a very special bond with him, and I mean, she's awesome to begin with, but yeah, so I mean, that's how we met. So I mean, we're random meeting people, and then found out we live near each other. I mean, that just made it all the better. But yeah,
funny.
I mean, he's the one who kickstarted my treatments right now that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yep. I know.
So
Excuse me.
So tell me,
Yes.
when you said you needed to see my face,
Yes.
you were having a rough day, and it was because
Yep.
you were stuck in your head.
Yep.
That's okay. Everybody's
Yep.
allowed to have a stuck in your head time.
Yep.
But what is your go-to method when you're stuck in your head days? Do you watch TV? Do you read a book? Do you listen to music? What do you do?
It has to be my music. It's the only
Mhm.
thing that gets me out of my shell. Which I don't usually have a shell. So when I'm in a shell, then we got to pull the music out.
Yeah.
I definitely go to my music. My music probably isn't everyone's typical music that they would listen to. As my son Alex always says, repetitive behavior for his mother is, I have a song for everything.
Yes,
And
you do.
he has known that. Like, even my alarms on my phone, they go off with different songs.
Oh my gosh,
And
they so do.
And it's like, I have to take my Trulicity shot. I got Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I got to take my medicine every night. It's Take Me by Korn. It's like, everything has a song. So it's funny because we were in the car one day and I said, Alex, this is, so-and-so's new song. And it's not a very nice song. And he was like, oh my God, Mom, you don't have to tell me. He's like, since I'm little, I know you have a song for everything in your life. He goes, there's not one person or one thing that goes on with you that you don't have a song to. So it has to be, I listen to the words very carefully in songs.
Yes.
They're like my hidden treasures.
Mm-hmm.
I have like 50 million playlists that, any mood I'm in, I have to
Just
have them.
switch to it.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, it's that. What do you use? Writing, movies?
No, I'm not a movie person, and a lot of that I believe, I used to be a movie person.
Yeah.
I'm not a movie person anymore, and a lot of that I believe is due to my mental issues. It's hard for me to sit and focus for 2 hours on something.
Yep.
I need to be able to fidget, and even with a fidget toy, it's just not enough.
Yep.
But my go-to would be music. I'm not as selective as you. I go with just a genre. So when I'm in my own head, it's generally just hard up gangster rap.
Yep.
Because I'd rather listen to how horrible that female is over there twerking than be in my own head. But it's not always gangster rap. I mean, a lot of time it'll switch, but I do go through like on the drive when I was coming back from Johnny last week. I couldn't sing in the car. How hard is it to not
I know. I've
do
been
car
in that
karaoke?
Yep.
So I was dying trying to just lip sync the entire ride. So I kept switching genres because normally on a long car ride, I
Yeah.
either hit it up with like ballads
Okay.
so that I could just belt out
Yes,
everything,
right.
or I'll do like a decade.
Yeah.
I'll pick a decade and just
Yep.
everything from that
Everything.
decade. And
Yep.
but I don't know about you, but I sing along to every song that's on.
Yeah.
So I was driving back and there was a song that came on that Eliza introduced me to, and it's a naughty song, which is kind of weird to say that my daughter introduced me to a naughty song.
Hey. Yeah.
Right. But you know what? She's grown. And so I was listening to the song and all of a sudden I heard my voice and I'm like, stop singing. So I changed the song. And then all of a sudden I found myself singing. I'm like, stop. So
Yes.
I went through about probably my, 10,000 song playlist. I probably
Yeah.
went through about 7,000 songs
Oh my
because
God.
I couldn't not catch
Yep.
myself singing on the drive home.
Well, Margaret introduced me to one of my favorite bands. Like, it's funny because my kids do have my music tastes, but then they also have like I don't know, like a branch off of that
Yes.
music taste. So
Yep.
they find different bands in that genre. So
Yep.
I was working at the high school at the time, and my daughter was like, "Oh, Mom, I don't know if you're gonna like this band, but they're pretty bad." And I'm like, I mean, I listen to a lot of bad stuff. I don't know how bad you could get. So she put on his mindless.
I'll send you the song from Eliza.
Okay.
When we're done with this. I'm not even going to put it up there because of what it is.
But it's mindless self-indulgence. And I ended up listening to this band more than I should have. And it was like my track record to like get to work every day. And I still play it because it's just something that I need it sometimes. Like I need.
Well, your commute is only one song, right?
Yeah. Well, it all depends what song I pick. Sometimes I'll go like, and it's funny because everybody knows I play my music loud. It's like my morning coffee. I got to school, my head's in a different headspace. I got to prepare myself to get out of the car and be on battleground, really. And and then by the time I get out, I'm up to like a song where I'm like, Choke is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if you think my name, just choke on it, So yeah. So those are my happy songs that I like to listen to.
Songs.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a music person. Music typically makes me feel better.
Yeah. So before we get to our 5-minute loves real quick, I just wanted to ask you. We were talking about projects in the house and everything. And, so when you work on a project with your husband, I have not for a long time because most of our projects were like, stuff we both couldn't do. But like, do you work together or independent, and how does it go?
Well, remember, in a sense, we are newlyweds because we are only been living together now, whatever.
Right.
So this conversation came up because we were getting the beehives ready.
Right.
Yeah. So we actually do work well together.
Okay.
After the tiff.
Okay. Right. Got it.
We start it, have an epic tiff.
Yeah.
And it's not a fight, it's a tiff.
No.
And then we're totally fine after that and we can work together. We generally know each other's strengths.
Right.
Or that's determined during the tiff.
Yeah.
And for example, he was sanding the beehives, I was painting them. In the beginning, we were both trying to do both. And it was like, okay, we can't both do both.
No.
But I need to accept that he wants to help me.
Yeah, that's hard for both of us.
Right. So I'm used to doing it all because I didn't have somebody wanting to help.
Right.
So I would have to sand the hives and then go paint them. But he's standing there saying, I will sand them for you.
Right.
So I need to say, yes, sand them.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're amazing. And then I go paint them.
Yeah.
So I am still struggling on that end because, for example, he's outside right now moving dirt so I can put it in my garden.
Right.
And we had a mini tiff about it this morning before the podcast.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm going to go move the dirt. Where do you want me to put it? And I'm like, well, I need to get it into the flower beds or to the
Right.
vegetable garden. And he's like, so where do you want me to put it? And then we sat there silent for a minute. And I'm like, just put it down there and I will figure it all out after the
Right.
podcast. And he's like,
Right.
okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So Michael and we haven't worked on a big project. But when we did, we were building a room off the back of our house at one
Mhm.
point. We had a 3-season room. We were making it a 4-season room. When we
Nice.
busted down all the wood, we actually found out that there was carpenter ant problems
Oh
in the
no.
wood. So we had to take the whole thing down and we rebuilt from them. We do not have it anymore. I won't get into that as to why, but we do not have it anymore. It is totally down. But we spent time building that, and Michael was doing, like, I was helping him do his part on the thing.
Yeah.
And then once it was up and he had to do other things, he did that. And I was doing like the ceiling. I was making it like with a wave pattern and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But we work pretty good together when we have to, like, he knows that I know a lot of the plumbing stuff. He knows
Mhm.
that I do the floor, like I did the kitchen floor, I did the kitchen
Right.
stuff, he knows that I could do. Sometimes, he's just like, he has paid people to just do the bathroom because I would be able to do it, but he's like, why are you
Right.
gonna do
Just let
that?
somebody else do it. Yeah.
And that's hard because it's like, well, is it going to be done the way I want?
Right.
And it's like, I have to be involved with like everything that way. But we work pretty good when we're doing like business. Like, we've had tons of business ventures and we've always worked very well together. Like,
Yeah.
I know what I can't do. I am
Right.
not the person you want doing the taxes. I am not the person you want doing the books. Like, I'm not good at that. He did all that. I was like, I am not the one. Like, he even took over the social media because same thing. He knows I would choke
Right.
somebody. So
Right.
it's like, we don't do that.
Right.
So definitely plays on both of our strengths. Like
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the way to
Yeah. It's
go.
not so bad. It's not bad
Yep.
us working together. We generally
Yep.
do okay. We just need to
Yep.
need to establish our own boundaries
Yep.
when we're starting it. And typically
Yep.
that ends up in a mini tiff, but not a bad
Yep.
one ever. I
No,
mean,
it's just like, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what you're going to do. And that's what
and
we're
I
doing.
can do this.
So,
Like, for example, we just got a cat caddy for the outside. So we
yeah.
can stick it on the window so she can go
Yeah,
outside
that's
with us because
cute.
she always wants to come out. So
Yeah.
it came in the mail and I put it together. I just physically now can't attach it to the house
Right. Right.
because you need two people for one,
Yep.
but it's all put together. All we
Yep.
need to do now is just, I need to
Love
hold it
that.
and he can attach it to the
Right.
house.
Right.
So that'll be a project we'll end up finishing together, but I could put the
Yep.
caddy together. I mean,
Yep. Love
so
it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
and that brings us
Very
to
cool.
our
Our
5-minute
5-minute
loves. Tick
love.
tock, tick
Tick
tock,
tock,
tick
tick
tock,
tock.
tick tock.
Oh, we almost hit like a time on zeros there.
Yeah, we did. That was great.
So
Go for it.
Go ahead. All right, snow in April, and I just want to say, because it's snow in April, I got a shout out to my prince, because that's one of my favorite songs from my grandfather, is Sometimes It Snows in April.
But it's not
So
supposed
yeah,
to
and he
snow in
did. Go
April.
ahead.
It's supposed to rain in April because
I
April
know.
showers bring May
Bring May.
flowers.
And what does the Mayflowers bring? Pilgrims. Pilgrims. Sorry, we had to.
We had to. Bad jokes. But
Yep.
no, snow in April bothers me. It's not supposed to snow in April. It did not snow,
Yeah.
and I do not remember snow in April growing up in Jersey.
No, I don't either. No. Here, yes.
Yeah.
Here, yes.
Here,
Definitely.
obviously.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, our snow is all gone now, but we had, and actually what was it? It was the day you and I were talking on the phone. Snow and spring break. What the hell?
Yep. I know. It's terrible.
That's
I'm
crazy.
just done with it. I hope we stay away. Stay away.
Yeah.
No more winter jackets on the bus ports, please. I don't want to be out there in a winter jacket on Monday.
No. I stomped it. Done. No.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
So when you're watching reels or shorts or TikToks, as you know, because their TikToks just copied and
Yeah.
pasted everywhere. Where do you watch them? Do you watch them Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube?
I'm a full Instagram person. My Instagram posts to my Facebook, so I don't have to be on there all the time. I mean, sometimes I do have to go on there because I run my mom's memorial page, my mom
Right.
Joyce's memorial page, so I do have to go on there once in a while. But other than that, it's just Instagram. I try to stick to just that, and that's it. Yep. I do like, for looking up things, I do like Pinterest. Those kind, I am a good like Pinterest person, but
Except your
not
school
for my
district
reels and
blocked
stuff.
it. Your school district blocked
Yeah,
it.
but
I don't understand why people are
I
using
don't,
it at school anyway.
yeah, I don't use any of my stuff at school.
No.
And if I do, I'm always on like my 5G. I'm never on the school
Right.
thing. So
Right.
yeah. Yep.
So I
So what
rotate.
about you? Okay.
In the evening, like, because I do a treatment every night before I go to bed.
Yep.
And it's a 20-minute
Yep.
treatment. So in that 20 minutes, that's my 100% reels, as you know,
Okay.
because you get blown up every night when I'm getting ready to go to
Yep.
bed.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
I'm on Instagram. That's always my Instagram one.
Yep.
But in the day, I'll bounce off of Facebook or YouTube.
Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of jump between them all. A lot of times they're the same. Like, I'll end up
Okay.
catching the same short or reel or whatever on all
Spot.
three in one day.
Okay.
But
All right.
I Instagram at night, but in the day, if I'm doing something, or like, I don't keep mindless games on my phone. I keep them on my iPad. So
Okay.
if I'm at a doctor's office,
Got
I'll
it.
have an ear pod in. And if I don't have a
Yep.
book or something to read, I'll do Facebook or YouTube right then.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
do
I
have to
bounce
say
between.
having a phone in waiting rooms and stuff like that, or if I'm like anxious, it has saved a lot of people having
Yeah.
a phone.
Yeah.
Because then I'm not yelling at people. I'm just looking at my phone or listening to my music right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this next one was mine. I'm going to read this one.
Yes,
You ready?
go ahead.
So it's kind of a funny one because we both know our answers, but it's funny. So are you a passenger princess or are you the driver?
Well, I'm the driver. All my friends know I love to drive.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for me to, even if if Michael has to drive, I am correcting, like, why didn't you go there? Why didn't you go there? Like, or my fake pedal doesn't work. My steering wheel doesn't work on the
I used to have one. I used to have one, remember?
Oh my God. Yes, you did. So yeah, I love to drive. I am the driver. My kids are always the ones that are driving. They'll like, pick you up, Mom. I'll pick you up. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for me to say okay.
Yeah, no, I love driving. I like to be the driver, but I have a caveat.
Okay.
When I'm driving, I want my music blasting.
Yep.
And I want to be able to drive my way. Not that I drive dangerous or anything like that, but I want my music blasting. I want my drink right next to me. I want so I like to be the driver. However, I accept when I'm with you, I know you like to drive. So I don't care that you drive. So I'm okay with that. If I trust you, you can drive me.
Yeah.
If I don't trust you, then I'm driving.
I'm driving. Yep.
Right. But I have learned over the years with Rich that he likes to drive as well.
Okay.
And because I drove the school bus for so long and I did the driver training for so long, I'm happy to be a passenger princess. I still want my music. So there's a bit of a dilemma there sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Michael does let me put my music on the long trips. Shorter trips, he puts his music if he's driving. But if it's the, long trip and he's driving, then my music goes on.
If I'm going to stay awake. It's typically more my playlist.
Yeah.
But if I know I'm getting sleepy and I want to maybe close my eyes,
then
I'll switch it over and let him put on whatever he wants.
absolutely. I agree.
And then I can just snuggle in and go to sleep.
Yep.
So yeah. No, I have embraced the passenger princess when I can,
Okay.
but no, I'll drive.
Yeah.
And I know you'll drive, but
Yep.
I'll let you drive. I've driven you, you've driven me.
Yep.
But that works. So
Yep. So go ahead. So here we go. Night in or night out?
it's based on how I feel.
Yeah. Who am I?
I have a lot of social anxieties since I started my treatments and trying to get better. So for me, it's literally based on the moment. But my overall life arcing is night out.
Yeah. I'm going to say night in since I'm younger. I mean, I used to go out, but not the way that people went out at the time.
Right.
I liked the quiet because I didn't have so much of the quiet. So if I could be by myself, quiet, I would just stay in, watch my own shows, movies, whatever, and just chill.
Yeah.
Or be in my bedroom and scream my music out loud when I was younger. I still do that around here. My poor kids and my husband, even the in-laws, they've been in the house where the headset goes on and they just hear me singing. And that's it. That's all you got. Yeah.
That's all
if you don't like it,
bad.
put your own music on and you can block me out. But
exactly.
I don't care if there's 6 different tunes going on in the house, but I'm gonna
I got my
sing when I
AirPods
need
in,
to
I'm
sing.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the last one, do you prefer texting or calling?
Depends who it is.
Yeah.
But it definitely, I would prefer a text from someone first than a call. But I know that, like, I know certain people, if they're calling me, like, Star calls me on our ride home all the time, that I expect their call. Like, I look forward to that call.
Right.
I always get upset when I miss it. I'm like, oh my God, I missed your call. Yeah. I get upset. But, I would accept a call from someone that I like and respect. And not then just text me. I want to make up my mind if I want to talk to you or not.
So
is that terrible? I don't know.
No, I agree with you. Maybe worded a little bit nicer, but
you can do the wording nicing. I will not do the word nicing. Yes.
No, so Allie and I were texting yesterday about something and I was venting at her. I was having a moment and it was I knew Allie could understand it because it related to the dogs.
Yeah.
So I was texting Allie and like out of the blue, because she was at work and she can text occasionally at work. So I will send her a text and I know sometimes it's hours before she answers me.
Right.
Because she's working and it's when she gets her break.
Those friends.
Right.
You have those friends
so,
too.
Right. So all of a sudden, like in the middle of us talking, which she was responding quickly and I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I'm calling you.
Aw.
And I'm like, okay. So we called and we talked and I got through my dog moment. She was a dog trainer, or she is a dog trainer, not was. She's not working as a dog trainer, but she's a dog trainer. And she's taught me a lot, but it was just something I couldn't handle on my own at that moment. And I needed her words.
Absolutely.
So I like that. Like when you're in the middle of something, sometimes it's easier to express yourself in a call.
Absolutely.
But I also like the fact of a call because I can get across to you what I want to say in
5 seconds.
A 45-second phone call or a 3-day text.
Yep.
So sometimes it's easier to just call me.
Yep. Michaela and I did that the other day. We texted and then all of a sudden she was like, where are you? Can I call you? And I was like, yes. And
because sometimes it's easier. Yeah. So yeah, I like, I'm both.
I do have a friend in New Jersey that like, we will vent text and then whenever you can answer is when you answer.
Yeah.
But it's like an open text line that like,
I have one of them.
They do the same thing to me. Like, whenever I get to it, I get to it, but it's like an open little, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
therapy text line, I guess. I don't know.
The irony
Something.
is my person's in Jersey too.
Oh, see? Of course
Yeah.
they are. Come
Of course
on.
they are.
Yeah,
So,
my cousin
like,
does that too. My
Yeah,
cousin
like
Brian
I'll
does
text her and
that.
be like, I'll be like, I don't like what I just did. This is what happened.
Yeah,
And
right,
she'll
right.
respond like, because she'll respond an
Yeah.
hour or 2 days later and be
Right.
like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
And it's right on cue too. It's
Yeah.
like the right text you needed.
Yeah.
Yep. It's cool.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
funny that we both have Jersey people who do that. Oh my gosh, Z, we are
Of
at
course.
50 minutes.
Oh God. Okay, sorry guys. It was a lot.
I'm
for
resting my
today.
voice. I'm not talking.
That's right. 50 minutes of it. Yep.
Oh my goodness. All right, we gotta
All right.
go.
Gotta go. We'll see
right.
you on episode 21, and another one of my lucky numbers.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah.
We love everyone.
Yep. Have a good day.
Bye.
Well, my coffee's cold.
Mine too. But let's not forget that you can find us on all the social media outlets: Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and on our website, dowelovethatforyou.com.
We will have weekly show updates and post pictures from whatever we talk about each week. So grab your hot cup of coffee and join us on the next episode of
Do we love that for you?
Do We?
Do we?
Bye, and enjoy DJ Slink's Jersey Anthem.
Everybody, I'm Governor Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.
Your hips up, down, down.
We're from Jersey, baby. From Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not. Everybody, I'm Governor Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.
Your hips up, down, down.
We're from Jersey, baby. Jersey, baby. Jersey, baby. Jersey, baby. Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby.
You need a new team. Your hips up, down, down. Your hips up, down, down. Your hips up, down, down. Your hips up,
Everybody,
down, down.
I'm Governor Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.